Hello, this is Mr. Monkey's Lounge. I'm MMO Ninjamonkey.
And I'm MML Oraculum.
And I'm MML Fannywax.
And today we've got a 1v1 between GGVamp and, this is going to be a hard name to pronounce throughout the game, but VYEShibbxyz. So I'm just going to call him Shib.
Oh, I was going to call him Vi.
I'm going to call him Shib. I think that's going to be easier for me.
Shibbxyz. Anyway. GGVamp is moving out with his probe, which is quite early actually. Oh no, he's getting the pile on the low ground. So I think he might do a forge fast expand, as there are destructible rocks here, which is actually almost halving the space he's got here to wall off.
Yeah, I think this looks like it's going to be a common build we see in PvZ. It's going to be the Forge Fast Expand, which is really safe actually against Zerg, and they can't really do much about it other than like a roach all in, but yet that's still defendable with those sentries.
Yeah, it is quite easy to defend, but the thing is, Zerg has so much time to drone up while the expansion is going down, and he always has the option to take an early third as well.
That's why the Protoss player will tend to throw a few zealots towards the unsuspecting Zerg, because they can just take out a few drones and there'll be no lings or spine crawlers about, because it's just unexpected from a chrono boosted gateway.
Yeah, and also he's going to have quite a lot of minerals unless he does get that gas early. So if he wanted, the Protoss could, if he's feeling greedy, go for a third himself. But it is really greedy to do that, and probably really unsafe.
Yeah, that's awfully risky. And there's the expansion there from Shib, Vi, and he is going to get scouted almost immediately.
Yeah, the probe just wandering over here, just missed out on the chance to deny it. And the Nexus has just gone down, so it's roughly the same amount of time.
Yeah, that's not particularly quick. And a note there for the Protoss players: you should always put your gateway down before that cannon, because you need to get that production of units coming. It's great having a static defense and everything, but the units is where it's at.
Also, the Zerglings are coming down now, as Shib just has this scout off here. The Overlord's just standing here with nothing to deflect it away. The cannon's only just gone down, so there is a chance that Shib could have done a run by, but he didn't do that.
He could have poked those Zerglings in and had a scout in his base for a considerable amount of time actually, because that Zealot isn't going to catch it if that's microed well.
Yeah, the Zealot's not even being built yet, so that would have been a really good opportunity for Shib to take.
Now, what I would have done if I was the Protoss player is I would have walled off fully to Scout dying there. I would have walled off fully. Oh, and a cancelled. What was that? Was that a Roach?
That's a Roach Warren.
So he's cancelled his Roach Warren. Vamp does think that Roach Warren is there, and this could be some cheeky. He could do some cheeky stuff with this. He could. He's not getting roaches anymore, basically, so he could get a lot more lings, save his gas, get up his spire, and dump all his gas on those muters.
Yeah, this has just put Vamp in quite an awkward position, because if he did notice that Roach Warren and prepares for it, he's going to be really far behind on the macro.
Ooh, a Stargate here. This is the build that Oraculum does like to use on ladder, and we're going to see here how a Masters does it against a Masters Zerg. So I'm quite excited to see some Void Ray harassment actually, and that third, like you said, has gone down for the Zerg quite a while ago. Sorry, there was a lot to talk about while that went down, that's why I didn't mention it.
Well, I would like to see this build just to find out how it's properly done, because I've never truly learned the best way.
Yeah, you just wing some builds. Protoss is easy to wing builds, really.
Yeah, you just kind of build what you know you should have, and you kind of win.
Yeah, I think Protoss is actually quite an easy race to play. I mean, I'm not saying they're OP, or I'm not labelling them, but Protoss is relatively easy to play, just because they sort of, in most matchups, they get mostly the same thing.
Yeah, you do rely on your gateway units for quite a long time, actually. on
Yeah.
most matchups. They're the basis of any army, to be honest.
Yeah, if you don't have those gateway units, you're pretty much beep. Oh, that was
Right, so the Zergling's just going to get mutilated there. Just didn't even try to run by. He could have, but the cannon will probably kill it. So
yeah,
probably
and
better to just try and pick away the Zealot's health.
but ignoring that, we've got the Void Ray going across the field, but that is going to get seen by this Zergling, and it's even opted to attack it. I think this Void Ray is going to be around to get map control rather than harassing those workers, because those Spore Crawlers are being placed down now, and one getting blocked by his own drones, actually.
Yeah, not only that, but Shib's actually opted for the Roach Warren now, so it's quite a lot later. But there's Void Rays on the map, so he's just going to be able to kill them.
And he is going to go over and scout this third. So what I think Shib did with cancelling that Roach Warren is, rather than going in for this Roach push that commonly happens against a Forge Fast Expander, he's got that time to get this third up and properly going and saturated. Queen goes down there. Very nice camera angle there from our Oraculum.
The Overlord is still sat here. You can see that this fourth gas isn't being mined from, so he kind of looks like he's not going all out on the Void Rays, and you can see that now as he has put down 2 Robos.
Ooh. So I think he does presume these Roaches are coming, and I think he presumes this 12-minute 200 Roach build that I see a lot on ladder.
Well, the Void Race just was thinking about coming back, but there is an Overlord that he does need to kill, because it will slowly but surely come and see this Robo, and he is moving the Void Ray back, because I did see the clicks on the floor.
Yeah, we saw those clicks, and no, it's the Phoenixes. Here they are. They're just going to fire at this Overlord until he inevitably pops. He's like a zit. Ugh. Now I've said that, that death animation has been completely ruined for me.
So both players actually playing quite passively throughout the whole game. There's only been a little bit of contact between each player.
It's all about getting the map control.
Yeah, and the Void Ray's doing quite a good job of that, actually. There's nothing out here to contest this whatsoever. But soon, Shib's going to have the opportunity to move out and kind of take the map for himself. But
he does have that 40 food gap between Vamp.
But double Immortals being produced. This is the perfect counter to what's about to happen. But will he have them out in time?
Well, I think Shib, well, he knows he's up against a good opponent, because I think they've played each other before. There were some cheeky comments in chat, and apparently Shib cheesed him. So luckily we're not seeing a massive cheese right now, and I think really he expects these Immortals to come out, because he has got those Hydralisks coming now.
And when these Phoenixes sat over here, I actually checked Vamp's vision, and he could see the Roaches shooting down these rocks. So it's kind of just shown that he does actually, well, he's had the opportunity to see these Roaches out, so he should have an idea of what's walking around the map.
Yeah, he knows about those Roaches, but he is getting double Colossus rather than the double Immortals that we thought he was getting. Quite scary, actually, when there's Hydras on the field, because those Hydras just melt to those Colossus.
Yeah, they're light armoured units, and they've only got 80 health, whereas the Roaches are armoured and have 145, so they're going to have a much less harder time against those Colossus. But if he does get them in a good position, he can nuke down those Colossus as fast as Hydras do, because they are so quick at DPSing.
Yeah, Roaches, I think Roaches are a really solid unit. They're armoured, they're quite early in the game. You can do a lot with Roaches, actually, and they're strong throughout the PvZ, so I think Roaches is the way to go.
Yeah, especially if we look at the food now. Shib's already at the 200 mark, and Vamp's just kind of sat here just hoping to get enough Colossus out in time. He does have the force fields necessary to split the army in half, but is Shib going to move out for a killing blow?
There isn't actually that many units there, surprisingly, because he has got that 200 food, but if you look on the map, there is a long stream of... Oh, and a drop coming here. What is in those Overlords?
roaches and roaches.
And one
They're going to be
Hydra.
dropped here at the same time. This is going to be devastating, actually. Vamp does not have enough to split his army.
He's got one Colossus, and those roaches, like you said, are going to be put in a brilliant position, and the roach is being dropped into the main. This is brilliant, and he's doing so much damage to the Protoss player here, and those force fields, they're not going to cut it. I think they're not good enough, and that Colossus just walking right into the army there, and he's lost it. And another Colossus now going to fall. This is too many Colossus dying here, and that's GG. GGVamp has left the game, and that was such a strong push right there from the Zerg player.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable drop, actually. Actually taking quite a lot of roaches with him. About 16 roaches just straight into the main. Well, there was enough roaches to just cripple the amount of Colossus he had.
Yeah, I don't think... I think this roach push in ZVP is just phenomenally strong at the moment. I mean, no one can figure out how to beat it. I've asked so many Masters players, how do I beat this push? And they're just like, you can't. And I'm like, oh, this is awkward. So, well, that's the game. That was Shib. Right, I'm gonna do it. VYEShibbxyz versus GGVamp on Metropolis. I've been MML Ninjamonkey.
And I've been MML Oraculum.
No, I'm Fannywax.
That's who he is. And we've been Mr. Monkey's Lounge.